Okay, I think we are live. So welcome everyone. Hopefully we are live. I'm gonna wait just a second to make sure, get confirmation that we're actually live and that all of our technology is working today. Guess I should have did this a couple seconds ago. Okay, so I am Deb with Top Weddings, and today we have Dodi and Shalyn live with us. And of course, we come to you every week at 5 o'clock to help any engaged couples that are planning a wedding. So we are excited to be able to do every week. We have new professionals that are that just have a big heart and want to help couples as they're planning, and we just come up with hopefully topics that will help you in your wedding planning. So I'm going to just getting confirmation, guys. Hang on just a second. Sorry, we started a couple minutes late. We had some technical difficulties this afternoon. Sorry, guys, hang on just a second. Okay, I think we are good to go. So, so today we have again Dodi and Shalyn with they own Samuel Cedars and Stonegate Chapel. And we have 3 different topics that we're going to be talking about today, and we're very thankful for them joining us. So Dodi and Shalyn, go ahead and tell me about you guys. Tell me about the venues.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new bridal suite, which I don't know if you can see or not, but maybe later. And this is Samuel Cedars, and we have both Samuel Cedars and Stonegate Glass Chapel, and I'm going to let Shalyn tell a little bit about it. Samuel Cedars has been around a while. We are here. We've been here going on 15 years, but have made some great renovations in the last couple of years, and we'd love for you to come out and take a look at it and just, check it out for yourself. But we are the owners, and I'll let Shalyn tell you a little bit about Stonegate Glass Chapel and where it's located.
Yeah, I'm Shalyn. Stonegate's located right between Ozark and Branson. I think it's been around, the chapel itself has been around for 20 years. But we purchased it about 7 years ago and added a reception hall. So it's definitely, people have enjoyed having that reception hall there. So it's a indoor chapel, indoor reception hall, but with all the glass, it feels like you're outside, but with the perks of having air conditioning and heat. So yeah, that's a little bit about Stonegate.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dodi, I know that you've both been in the wedding industry for quite a while. How many years have you guys, and I know Shalyn, you were just grandfathered into it for sure. So how many years have you been in the wedding industry?
Well, my husband was in full-time ministry for many years. And so we've worked with couples for probably 30 years, or I'm surely not that old, maybe 25, 26, for as long as we've been married. And this is our 26th anniversary this year. So, and then Shalyn, we started Samuel Cedars in 2006. So at the age of about 9 and 7, our kids were out there hauling chairs and hauling mulch. And so we've been at it a little while, probably about 15 years going on. And so we've been at it a while. And like Shalyn said, we love We love Stonegate. It adds a whole nother dimension to the options for brides if they really want that outdoor feel but don't want to sit out in the heat. That's a great deal. But we've been at that. We just added the reception hall about 3 years ago, or 4 years ago now. So have been doing full wedding and receptions from that time. So we've been at it for a little while.
For sure. So I think, okay. Shelby just texted me. Sorry, I was just checking to see what she said. I think we are finally shared in the group. Guys, if you're joining us, we are not only live on Top Weddings, but we're also live in our 417 Engaged Couples group. So those of you who are in that group and are watching, sorry for the delay. And any parts of these videos. So Dodi and Shalyn have given us 3 amazing topics to talk about today. And what we do with these videos afterwards, obviously we would love for you to join the whole live and listen to all the good knowledge that they're going to give us. And then, but we also take these videos and cut them into 3. So if there's, if you missed out on a part of it, you can always go back and watch, watch each video in the series of videos. That's why we always try to do 2 to 3 topics, because if we've got the wedding professionals here, we just want to try to help, give you as much knowledge as possible. And there's not any better knowledge. There's not better knowledge than wedding professionals themselves. So the 3 topics we're going to cover today, the first one is behind the scenes of owning a venue, which definitely was enlightened about how much venue owners do, and I think you'll find that very interesting. And then the next one is rain or bad weather. What should you do? Why should you have a backup plan? And then the third one is delegating to others on the wedding day. So hopefully all 3 of these topics will be helpful to you. And feel free, because we cannot see those people out there. So if you have any questions or want to give Dodi and Shalyn some love, that would be awesome. You can also share this video. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment below the live post, and we will get those hopefully answered for whatever topic that you're asking about, or we will answer them at the very end of all the topics. So so stay tuned for all 3 topics. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to get my screen shared here, because we'll go ahead and get started with the first topic. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and take myself off of the screen, guys. So this should just be you as soon as you guys start talking. So we are going to talk about behind the scenes of owning a venue.
Awesome.
Well, let's see. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, that's for sure. We would love it to be just like on the old show, Bewitched, where we just wiggle our nose and everything goes into place, especially those chairs. But we here at Samuel Cedars, of course, we have the outdoor chapel, and we have thought about going to different ways of putting those chairs up. But the main thing is that we do have people that come and set them up in the morning. And thankfully, the last 2 or 3 years, I've had the same young man who does that. His dad is very creative. He has a cart that he has built just specifically for that purpose. And he's very meticulous. So when they're first set up, unless somebody moves them around, they're all set in place. This is something that thankfully, as we've gotten older and our kids are no longer in our home and we can't, let them do it or ask them to do it. We do have people that come and do that. Of course, we keep the cedar mulch out there because it keeps the bugs down, and that's our whole purpose for that. But the animals love to make little divots in that overnight. And if you rake it out the night before, they will come back the night and just do it again. So we do have quite a bit of preparation before the bride comes, and making sure that everything is raked out, all the lawn is pristine, and that we have, you know, everything ready for the bride when she comes. And of course, that's the outside portion, as well as, of course, the setup and tear down of tables and chairs in the building. At Stonegate, of course, we have, as you may know, when you go towards Branson, you get a lot more hills. So tell us a little bit about what you do before people arrive there at Stonegate.
Well, it kind of depends on the time of year. Luckily, I don't have the chair set up like at Samuel Cedars. We have some beautiful benches in the chapel, so that part is super easy, which is wonderful. Takes a little bit off of the plate. A lot of times we have back-to-back weddings, so usually you're having to, you know, clean and reset and make sure everything is, you know, ready for the bride and groom to get there and to start decorating if they're doing their own decorations. In the fall, fall used to be my favorite season until I realized how much it is just not fun to blow off leaves while they are falling from the trees. So, but it makes for amazing pictures if the leaves, you know, do continue to fall throughout the day. But that's definitely an extra thing that has to be done during the fall, early winter season. But then, you know, just the normal cleaning of the bride and groom's room. Sometimes we do some decorations as well. So just kind of lots of things here and there. It kind of depends on what the bride and groom's needs are that day, but ultimately just, you know, basically hit the reset button for everything and make it looking, you know, just brand new, even if there was a crazy party there the night before, or if there were limbs that fell throughout the night because of storms, anything. So
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think people don't really realize when you drive onto a parking lot. One of the things that just makes such a big difference is blowing off the parking lot, just the little pieces that fall from the trees. And we love trees, we want trees, that really helps out a lot. But different times of year, blowing that off and making that all pristine, that is just all things that take time. So we try really hard to make sure that it always looks the same and that it always looks nice for when brides come. And those are just some of the prep things that we do, you know, in advance before everybody gets on site.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go ahead and so I'm going to go ahead and show this. I know we just talked about leaf cleanup, so that was a big part of what you guys talked about. And obviously, I know, especially in this area, you know, every venue, I know that they do leaf cleanup, that's for sure. But to the oh my goodness, to the magnitude. I mean, I can tell you. We had a tree, and just even one big tree, and just cleaning it up was crazy, let alone the number of trees that you guys are cleaning up after. So I can imagine, and that is a big project. And I feel like sometimes couples don't understand when they're renting a venue of everything that you're getting when you rent that venue. And you know, if you walked in and things were not taken care of, like, you know, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing this behind the scenes, if they weren't taken care of, you know, it wouldn't be the same when, you know, when for your wedding day. And so, you know, I wanted to kind of show you with this topic, wanted to kind of show you what, how much work does go into owning a venue, so you'll understand, you know, there is a lot, and there's, I know, more coming up. So let's go ahead and go.
So inside, of course, the reception hall, each week, one of the main things that we have to stay on top of is what color linens are they using? what we have to always count ahead. How many weddings do we have this weekend? Oh my, do we have enough of the what color linen from the cleaners that we can service that wedding? And so a few of those items are, we do have some rentals and stuff. So sometimes there are either centerpiece rentals or maybe chargers, or if it's in the outdoor chapel, maybe it's the shepherd's hooks that we need to install, some of those items. And those are all things we need to get out, make sure they're clean, make sure they're in good condition and ready to go. And of course, the setup and tear down, we have done it, you know, so often and her from a pretty young age that, you know, we actually used to let people set up their own tables and chairs. And it was a little painful to watch them look and try to figure out the design that morning and how it's all going to happen.
Well, and just the panic, you know,
Yeah.
One less thing for them to have to deal with that day is
Yeah.
good. So we get in touch with them ahead of time, you know, a few weeks before, depending on what all they're getting from us, and figure out what their final guest counts are going to be, how many tables and chairs they want. Do they want a head table or a sweetheart table? If they're doing decorations through us, obviously which decorations they're doing. And then that kind of pulls in another thing, those early Sam's runs for flowers. We're very thankful for Sam's Plus membership and being able to get in at 7 on Saturday mornings. So, because a lot of times we have, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday weddings. At night, they're not going to get out until 10 at Stonegate and 11 here, or at Samuel Cedars. And then we may have somebody there as early as 8 a.m. the next day. So, but luckily we have a good team to help with that.
Yes, and we could not do it without with all of there's many hands besides ours that goes into this. And obviously our hostesses, our host and hostesses that help out, they help tremendously with storing of things, with carrying out of trash, with cleaning. I mean, it's just amazing the amount of things and the details that when you're booking a venue and you're thinking about your special day, you don't even consider, unless you're just really one of those meticulous. And occasionally we get the question, do we need to bring our own trash bags? Do we need to bring our own toilet paper? Do we need paper towels? All those items are things that, you know, again, we just make sure that we are well stocked, even during troubled times where you can't get things. And, you know, and make sure that everything's ready to go. So depending on what rental you've done at either place may depend on how many items we need to have prepared before that gates open time at Stonegate, or before the doors are unlocked at Samuel Cedars, to make sure that pretty much everything's done that we're supposed to take care of before you arrive. So we hope and pray that's always the case.
Occasionally you may have a tree limb that has fallen that we will take care of as soon as we can, before wedding time, before picture time. But that's you know,
Stonegate's location, like you said, that it's very wooded and a lot of leaves, and those leaves come off all those old trees. So on more than one occasion, we will go down that morning and may have multiple events there, but at least have one wedding and reception going on. And all of a sudden a tree limb is just about to fall over the path. And we got to run out and get somebody with a chainsaw and get things taken care of. So
and we're both 5'4", so taking care of anything that is tall, not and with the hair, you know, depends on the humidity. But
so there's a lot of those details that hopefully as a bride, you never see it. As a bride, when you arrive, hopefully all you see is our calm, cool, made sure that everything's ready to go. And we've had no issues this morning, but we hope that's the way it's perceived anyway.
Absolutely. Okay.
we kind of went all over the place on that one.
That is okay. There was a lot of information there. So, you know, that is why we're doing, you know, this behind the scenes, because I think a lot of couples don't realize what all, you know, goes into taking care of a venue. Okay, let's go ahead.
I'm trying to see. I think And then I think the only one we didn't really touch on too much is, you know, cleanup as far as things before everybody gets there throughout the day. Obviously, especially now, there's a lot of cleaning that may be going on that you may or may not see. Cleaning of door handles. Each of our hostesses has a pair of gloves with their, you know, rubber gloves with their names on it. So we can go ahead and take things down and just keep things as clean as possible. Obviously taking out trash during the reception, restocking the bathrooms with that wonderful commodity that's hard to get a hold of right now. And then clean up at the end of the night. Did I miss anything? Stonegate at least.
No, and that's true. And we try it as, like, I was thinking specifically about Stonegate. When you think about behind the scenes, we do try to be as behind the scenes as we can for cleanup, for the emptying of the trash cans. I try to, you know, train everybody. Let's pull this into an area that's not visible, especially if it's something, you know, like the father-daughter dance is going on. We would, you know, try to wait till after that's over. But at Stonegate, it's kind of hard because it is all glass, and even the reception hall. So you almost have to pull it outside, find a little cubby. And we do try to do as much as that as we can without being any more visible. And as we try really hard to be as behind the scenes as possible. And so some of the things you're not seeing taking place because we intended for you to not see it. One item that I always try to mention to the Samuel Cedars brides is regarding our hostess or our host that's on duty. She actually puts all the chairs away in the shed, you know, out in the outdoor chapel while they are starting to eat. And so it's not always a visible task. They may be really in another spot doing work and picking up the flower petals that were dropped and those kind of things. So putting the sound system away. So there's a lot that takes place, and it's okay. We don't need to, we don't need them to see everything. We want them to not, but it is good to know that that we do have those people in place to help. And then I guess ultimately the final cleanup is after we've, finished everything for the night. We do have a cleaning crew that comes in overnight and cleans between the hours of 11 and 6 or 7 that morning. And we actually have the same company that cleans both venues. So we've been very blessed. Also have to mention them because they are amazing. So we're appreciative of all those things that take place, even the ones that we don't have to do physically. So.
Well, and that's, all part of the behind the scenes. I mean, because I know that, you guys didn't always used to have a cleaning crew. So I know that the hours that get put into after the venue is done, taking down all the chairs and tables and then, getting it ready to clean. And a lot of times, and I think you guys mentioned this, but a lot of times it's getting ready for the very next day. It's not like, you've got a week to get it all tore down and cleaned up and all that good stuff. You've got a few hours before the next venue, literally sometimes just a few hours, because if
yes, definitely.
You're cleaning up until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, literally you've just got a few hours that people are going to be coming back to the venue. So,
right.
And I do feel like, for those of you who are, looking at a venue and looking at price, and, I always feel like something that is important when you're looking for venues is just, what all are you getting with that? And obviously a venue owner isn't going to tell you, oh, hey, we are cleaning the leaves off every morning. Some of that obviously you're going to just assume it's going to get done because it is. I don't think there's probably any venues in the area that aren't going to take care of those things. So, but when you're paying for a venue, know that instead of renting some place and having it in a backyard or something like that, the venue owners are taking care of all of this behind the scenes stuff. Some people think, oh well, it's easier to get married in my backyard, and at the end of the day you're the one who has all the cleanup and the setup and the worrying about where everything is. And so, you know, we obviously love all of our venues in the area, and feel like we wanted, you know, when we were talking about topics, I love that Dodi and Shalyn wanted to cover this topic, because I do feel like a lot of couples don't realize how much goes in to the behind the scenes of everything that you guys, you know, you guys and every venue owner in the area do. So, okay, is there anything else as far as that topic?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right, perfect.